Hey everybody, this is Drew with Relative Gaming with a quick video of how to replace the battery from your Nintendo Switch. The Switch I'm working on today hasn't really been able to charge above 70% and it's typically been dying while playing. So first you want to make sure your system is completely shut down. And then go ahead and remove the Joy-Con from either side. They're just going to get in the way of the screws. And then if you lift up the kickstand on the back, you can reach in and remove the SD card as well. I'm going to start by removing the 4 Y-shaped screws from the back panel of the Switch. I like to use a small tray whenever I'm working on something with really tiny screws. Try to keep note of what size screws are coming from which spots. And then using a small Phillips head, I'm going to remove the screw from right below the SD card slot. Now using the same small Phillips head screwdriver, you're going to remove 5 screws from the outside edge of the switch. And after all those are removed, it should be pretty simple to get the back cover to pop off. At this point, you need to remove the 7 screws I've highlighted here with your Phillips head screwdriver. To remove the SD card reader from the board, just simply give a light pull upwards and it should disconnect from the socket. And after all these screws are removed, it's just a matter of pulling up and off this back plate. It might be stuck a little bit because of thermal paste. Now to disconnect your battery from the board, you're going to need to unplug this little white connector here. Just use the sharp end of this tool and try to pry up between the black plastic and the white plastic, and it should come up without that much effort. Be careful with this step so you don't damage anything. To remove the old battery from your switch, you're going to need to loosen the glue that holds it in place. You can either use a heat gun for this, or you can use a hairdryer like I have here. Just try to evenly disperse heat over the surface of the battery to loosen up that glue, and use the wide end of this tool to pry it up with little pressure. Once your old battery is out of the switch, all you need to do is simply replace it with your new battery and use a little bit of pressure from a tool or your finger to snap the connector back down in place where the old one was connected to. Now that the hard part's done, it's just putting everything back together in the same order that you took it apart. You remember where all the screws went, right? And when reinstalling the SD card reader, just give a little pressure down on the black piece and you'll feel it pop into place. Now all that's left to do is reinsert your SD card, reattach your Joy-Cons, and power it up and see how we did. Thank you so much for watching. I'll put a link below for the repair kit that I used for this video. And please follow and subscribe so you can see all of our future videos on everything gaming.